Hi Scorpios, hello, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you here are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hello, I'm sitting with my comfy blanket here. I hope that's fine. Scorpios, happy birthday, my friends. I hope you have the most amazing day and a beautiful year ahead. I really hope so. Your birthday reading is with extended included. It's also a bit of an energetic update that can be watched in combination with the moon readings, actually, which give you a fuller picture here, right? But it's especially for you, Scorpios. So enjoy. All right, I already pre-shuffled all of your cards, my friends. It's still a general reading, so it may or may not. Funny how they want to jump and then not come. Those were all for you. Did you see that? Jump and back, jump and back, jump and back. We had that in another reading recently. It's a general reading, and it may or may not resonate with you. There are more to come. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because that means it's for somebody else. So funny. There are so many cards. Wow. Okay, they really want to talk. But we have 40 minutes, so that's fine. 30 to 40 minutes, so we have time. Yeah, you know the intro. We're going to skip it because I'm really curious. We're going to hop in. If you don't know it, just watch another video, all right? So, all right. They actually want me to start, and we have a whole mess here. Like you could see it jumped out, then it didn't, then it... everything, right? And we have a mess here that needs to be organized. So your first card out, Guardian Angel card 2 came out already, and one says prayer, and there's only 4 prayers in this whole entire deck, and you have one of those, so that's potent. Dear Guardian Angel, help me dissolve past guilt or regret. Help me to see that all is always in perfect and divine order. Help me to let go of fear that I project on my future. Help me to live fully within each precious moment and feel your eternal love within and around me. Help me to realize and fulfill my true potential. Thank you. Yes, Spirit, thank you. Thank you. All right, what I can see already is the 4 of Swords and the King of Cups, so this should be interesting. And we're going to hop right in and trying to organize it. But they want me to leave it like this for now. We'll organize it as we have a look at it, which is also really denoting to how your reading is going to be. 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, holding on, like we just heard, to a past hurt or guilt and regret. And this is the call to let it go, to really, and now I'm allowed to do this, to make room, right? To really make room, reassess is what the topic seems to be here. Really have a look at it. And I think that's what you're doing anyway, Scorpio, because this dude here, and not gender specific, is looking at all the cards, like the way this is laid out. And I'll post a picture of your reading over on Instagram so you can have a look yourself how this layout is, although it won't be laid out like this anymore, and I don't have a chance to take a picture right now. Regardless, it's still a good indicator to look at, right? Yeah, and you must be looking at the situation already and trying to organize it. But the funny thing is, I feel you're looking in the wrong place for now, because what you have at hand already, what you're holding on to, is what needs to be looked at, is what I'm feeling here. That's quite interesting. Quite interesting. The 4 of Pentacles is also someone who feels, and can be someone who feels they don't have enough, yet they actually do. This is in the realm of, I want more abundance. How do I get it? And it is not, apparently you don't get it by looking outside and feeling like you don't have enough, but by appreciating what you already have, right? And I know this can be really annoying to hear. I know this. I know this, and when I get this card, I'm not really pleased at all. I'm just like, oh my God, really? Because it's rubbing us in our faces, right? Oh, you have karma with your next card here. This is about the conscious and the subconscious, and karma is also judgment. So it's interesting. Like in my other deck, it's called the Judgment. The scales are being balanced. It's also a wake-up call. So maybe something happened there in your life that kind of shook you up, and but those parts are being illuminated, right? Such a shake-up is for us to really look at things. It's all of a sudden, oh, I feel like you just dropped your pentacles, and because of that, because you know how when someone scares us, and I'm not saying you're being scared here, I'm just giving an example. It's just like, oh, and you may drop something, and then all of a sudden you realize what you had held in your hand the whole time, Scorpio, right? And that all of a sudden becomes visible to you. That's how this wants to come through. And this is a huge balancing of the scales here, because karma is a major arcana. It's this conscious and unconscious, subconscious, right? The male and the female aspect of things that are being illuminated here for you. And again, we're bringing a lot of clarity in quickly here. So this is not something that is occurring over a wide span of time, but rather quickly. It's just like, all right, that's done. And like this, like the swoosh, chuck, that's it. Okay. Wow. Yep. Because there was indeed something, or is currently something, that is causing friction within yourself. Now that is often also showing on the outside, and that is something that needs to be looked at. It is, because that can sometimes go to the extremes and drive us a bit nuts here, right? And especially being Scorpio, there are a lot of emotions involved. You go really deep, like you think a lot, and you're one of the signs that is really like hyper aware of human behavior. And this is really interesting stuff, and I love Scorpios for that. I so do, because I find that very interesting too. Like, how do we as humans behave? How do we act? Why don't we get along? What do we have to do to get along? That sort of a thing. And that may be on your mind right now too, right? And next card. So I was like, okay, next. Wow, yeah. Three of Cups. These are social events. Social events here. Could also be talking about a reconciliation, because they immediately drew my eye to the King of Cups. Is that? Yeah, it is. That's your next card, right? I still need to figure out which one is the next one for Scorpio here. So we could be talking about a reconciliation, someone coming back into your life. But for what reason? They need to go there. Yep. Because they need to be in the reading, not facing outwards. They need to be in it. Integrated. Oh, I see. Wow. This is not another person, Scorpio. This is you. Wow. I love it. I'll get to that in a minute, okay? Three of Cups. So these are social events, and you know, the contrast couldn't be more striking here, from not getting along to, yeah, let's have a party together, right? And this may be your birthday celebration also. It's just like, yay, let's have a party, let's enjoy life, right? Let's not fight. Let's just, oh my God, let's just be peaceful, right? Make love, not war. That sort of a thing. Oh, I love that. Make love, not war. Totally. Like social events, social gathering, but it could really be talking about just your birthday, like celebrating that, right? Okay, and now we come to the King of Cups, who is someone who is, well, a king of their emotions, basically, or a queen of their emotions. It's not gender specific, it's just I'm working with the energies of the cards, okay? Since I skipped the intro, I'll explain a bit more. Yeah, so it is someone who is totally accepting of themselves, of their emotions, of every part of themselves, Scorpio here. And this is so beautiful to see, because where before you may have thought like, I need to like keep that to myself, I need to hold it in, or maybe you didn't even know what that was specifically. It's very clear to you then, or now, depending on where in your journey you are. Becomes very clear all of a sudden to you. Again, with every card that comes into the game here, and most of them I didn't see, it becomes more and more clear, and it becomes a fuller picture. And I really strongly feel like this is what's going to happen to and for you here too. With everything that comes in, more clarity and quickly. And it's just like, I'm getting it. Yes, I'm getting it, says Scorpio. Yes, okay, I'm getting it. So it's a fast moving process, but not one that's overwhelming, rather one that's, okay, I get it, thanks. Okay, I get it, thanks. It's easy. It's easy to move through. It's not so dense. Yeah, and you make an offer of love. Yeah. Oh, wow. Holy shit. You have the Tower. An offer of love to the Tower. Yeah, I love that. I love when things just break away, right? And when it doesn't feel good. That is interesting, because that's in combination with the Karma card, like I said, with the Judgment. And it's also a major arcana, and scales are being balanced. That which no longer serves, you know, that shocking kind of a where you drop them, that's the Tower. That's when that comes in, and it's just like, wow, yeah, that really needed to go. I'm so glad I got a chance to look at that, says Scorpio, because I'm showing up as the King of Cups, as one that rules the emotional kingdom, as one that is very open now, and very receptive also. It's also someone who stands with their people rather than above them. So it's really kind and gentle mannerism, and a contrast to the other one. Beautiful. And again, sometimes when scales are balanced, before they can reach their balance, it's sometimes like this, right? It's a bit extreme, but that is kind of like, at least from my understanding. And you can correct me in the comment section. If you're a Scorpio and you don't feel this applies, that's totally fine, right? It's just very general, and with all generalizations, it's some truth in it, and then not, right? So yeah, a bit on the extreme side, right? But it's quickly balanced again, quickly balanced. Seven of Rods. Yeah, these are challenges. You feel challenged by whatever it is that has been thrown at you. But you are strong enough and capable enough here, Scorpio, to overcome them, because, oh my God, this is the perfect, look at this. This is the perfect depiction, because Five of Wands, look at how crazy they are. They're just totally chaotic, right? And here you are, though, you're like, yeah, I understand. I see. Yes, we need to do it that way. That we have to put here, and such. It's really just like the layout of the reading is what happening. You're bringing structure into the whole thing. You're bringing structure into that, and you're taking action, like inspired action. You may be getting inspiration, like from, I don't know, possible downloads, or just like your spirit guides, intuitive nudges, and you're just like, yep, I fully get it. I understand. It's much like that, much like what we already heard and experienced here. Bringing order into that, and I really like that. And again, because you have done it for a while now, it's just like, yeah, I can do the other three as well, and then I really have something that is mine, that is my own, and that could be your life, that could be your business, that could be relationships, that could be understanding human behavior, whatever it is for you here, right? But it looks very, very good, and very centered with the Four of Swords. And this is where the inspiration comes from, I feel. A lot of you must be meditating. And this is also a card for me, not just to come to your center, right? To whatever else is going on around. She's uninfluenced by that, because she's really in center and in her middle. And she is not listening to gossip anymore. That's that also, right? And that in combination makes that very clear to me, because that's always like not listening to outside voices, but rather listening to your very own beautiful voice, right? Now they want me to read the second guardian angel card to you. It says surrender. Wow. Remain positive about the future of our planet, for all is part of humanity's evolution. There is divine order to all the chaos which you perceive in our world. Unbelievable. Nothing will ever truly change until we learn to love and accept all as it is. Lovingly surrender your judgments and expectations, and your life will magically transform. Wow, that is confirmation for what we just heard. Very much in alignment. All right, let's see what else wants to come out. Wow, I very much feel this is not just for Scorpios, but this is also kind of a collective reading. Like I said, it's also an energetic update, because we're in Scorpio season then. Wow, oh, I like this a lot. Now the energies change. Yes, very nice. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. That's it, yeah. Oh, I love that. It's beautiful. So, your next card out is the Knight of Arrows with the hawk. And that is, I love the hawk card, because, first of all, it could be that the hawk is your spirit animal, right? And as I'm looking at the clock, I see 444. So, that could be significant for some of you. Like, whatever that means to you, I leave it open to your own interpretation. Like, whenever you hear me interpret numerology, it's always just what I imagine that to be, not something that I read somewhere necessarily. And this may be it. Exactly it. You figuring out what that means to you, like a specific situation, what you want to make out of it. What I'm all of a sudden getting the topic of duality, which is not surprising here when we're supposed to just surrender and accept everything lovingly, right? Although we may perceive chaos, but this is you bringing your own worldview into the mix and being like, yeah, but I feel it in this and that way, right? I'm putting my life together like that because that's an individual thing, and that hog is representing to the higher perspective of things. You totally having the higher view of this, right? And understanding, wow, it's basically snapping out of it, snapping out of whatever may be challenging to you and just assuming that position, just like, and some of you may even be shape-shifting in meditation, you know, like shamans do. They just take off in animal form, and I experienced this myself, and it's such a cool experience. I didn't even mean to, it just happened, and I was like, wow, that is so cool. And understanding you know, the world with completely different eyes, again, from a different perspective, from a higher perspective, because it's different. There's so many more perspectives out there. Yeah. And who is to tell you that that's not right, or that that's not the way you should see it, or something like that. What I'm being reminded of is, you know, how dogs presumably see black and white, and is that not a reality? Does that not exist right next to our own, where we see color, or what we perceive as colors? And isn't there like infrared light as well that we cannot perceive, but other animals, how, you know? And before, maybe when we were thinking, like right in the beginning, human beings, were we not thinking kind of arrogantly assuming that just because we said so, or just because something is a given, or if we can only see certain things, so that's what it is and there's no more? If there weren't people and inventors and free thinkers, and this is what I perceive you totally as here, it's amazing, right? That go that step further, and that are like, no, that's not what it is to me. There's a different aspect, a different perspective to everything here. Okay, this could also be spirit coming in again in meditation and giving you those insights, possibly spontaneously. And then you have the Four of Bows with celebration, and indeed it is a celebration. This is soul tribe coming together, right? Like-minded people, like finding others with similar perceptions, with similar goals in mind. And this is really like free and wild and happy, and again, very birthday kind of vibes, but it's more than that. It's more than that. It's coming into a knowing, like that is your own, and that has to do with a tower. The tower brings you that in, where it's just like, yeah, it may be uncomfortable, but this is where you're going. You're going to step into your own, and that is really profound here. This is not something small, and with that, a lot of soul tribe is going to come in, pouring into your life, and it's different from your old friendships, possibly, most likely, because look at this, it's very different. We have in this card people that are very dressed up, very, you know, it's not that wild and free. They don't have a fire that they dance around like crazy and bows in their hands, right? There's a different connotation and a different flavor to it. I'm sure you know what I mean just by looking at the pictures, right? So there's also the topic of Scorpio is being rewilded here. And the tower serves for exactly that. And it's so much more free. I love the energy that I'm getting with this. And then you have the 10 of arrows with instruction. And this is like the wisdom that you've acquired, Scorpio, through all those lessons here. You will pass on. And you're right on target here, Scorpio. Right on target. And you will pass that on. Also that wild spirit. Now you could be passing that on to your children if you have any, to your peers, to younger people. You may even work, what I just heard, this must be very specific, youth center. So you may be working at a youth center already, because it is important to you that our youth learns values, that our youth learns to interact in a different way, right? and not with all the fighting and everything. Make love, not war. That topic comes up again, right? Maybe some of you even have a button or something like that. But it's, regardless of it, it's really beautiful. It makes me so happy, and thank you for doing that work. It's amazing, right? Really amazing. Each one must teach one. You were the student once. And that doesn't have to have been like literally. This could have just been, well, you know how our peers teach us just by their mere presence, how every person that steps into our life is our teacher, or can be our teacher if we accept that, right? Or if we don't, then that's a teaching lesson in itself as well. And I really like that. Like, you look how wise he is and how kind, and that's you, Scorpio, right? How kind. And with that, with a lot of experience, when you work through it and don't become bitter by it, then there is a lot of wisdom that comes with it. And that's a real gift, and a real gift for you to pass on. Oh, yes. And worth every struggle is what I'm just hearing. Worth every struggle. Yeah. And we have the Nine of Bows, with respect. Oh my goodness. I love this card. It doesn't show very often. He's really wild, right? Really wild. And he's ready. He's ready to stand up for his beliefs, right? And to really fight for them too, which is kind of a contrast to make love, not war, you would think. But they say it isn't. So I'm going to trust that and just deliver the message. They say it's not. There's also a profound connection with nature to be made, with trees in particular. Trees keep popping up. Like, if you've heard me, I just channeled a tree meditation, which just came to me. And I'm supposed to mention it here over at Universal Power Meditations if you're interested. There's something in there for sure, but it's the connection to the trees and how much respect you have for Mother Earth, for the trees, and also for yourself, because once you start to respect yourself, the likelihood of disrespecting another, being that an animal, a plant, or a human being, or any other living creature, is far less likely. And this comes with a lot of inner work. Excuse me, please. It does. Transformative energies. Yeah, it's a respect for every living being that comes in here strongly. And I love that for you. And again, this is so round, so round. Because you have the Four of Stones with protection, and that is your inner child. That is my card for the inner child, and that's exactly that. Once you respect every part of yourself, and this is, again, involving shadow work, you'll find a lot of your inner children that have been abandoned, like throughout your life, or other inner people of yourself, right? Adolescents, whoever that is within you. And once you acknowledge them and respect them, again, the likelihood of you disrespecting someone else or of you hurting another, even unconsciously, is far less likely. And when you teach that, and teach that with compassion, my goodness, the impact is tremendous, 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 tremendous. I love this so much. Yeah, and it's also understanding, especially when we do have children. I feel it is so important to work through these things, because we then become more conscious of our children, and we then, because we feel ourselves in our own inner children. So when your child cries for any reason, you feel compassion immediately, and you don't discard that as easily, because you can feel it. And with regards to you not being heard as a child when you were crying, and hence you had to shut yourself down because it was too painful, then the likelihood of you hearing your child cry and being compassionate for your child is not so likely. But again, it's just to give you an example, and I hope it is clear what I mean here. All right, let's move on. This one, okay. Thank you. Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. This one. Was it this one? Yes. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's amazing. I love it. Oh, wow. Yep, 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 yep. I keep thinking of Halloween at the harvest moon that's going to occur on the 31st in the sign of Taurus. I feel like a lot of people are going to get payouts with that full moon, so to speak. This way, your first card, it's a contrast, but they go together so well. So you have power here. Oh, I love it. And that's I gotten that feeling before with the 31st of October, but now I'm getting it even more with the full moon here. It has the number 16 breaking down to a 7, which is again the bullseye, right? You're exactly where you need to be right now. And she is harnessing the power. She's working with the elements. She's respecting herself a lot, not gender specific, right? Very powerful. And she does have the cosmic support, and she's using it too. Very wisely, very wisely. It's also tapping into the feminine power. For some of you, it's feminine ancient power, depending on who you're working with here. It's really quite potent. Really quite potent. Some of you, this is specific, are working as high priestesses already of a certain order, whatever that is. Very specific. But all with love and light. Let me say that. All with love and light. And for the highest, serving the highest good of humanity, serving the highest good of the planet. Yeah. And then you have peace. And that's so interesting. Again, we have that same topic that is mirrored in this card when I said make love, not war. It's just that. It's, yes, having that appearance, being freaking strong, but that freaking strength comes from being empowered within yourself, being peaceful within yourself, within your own purity, having a lot of light within yourself because you did so much shadow work, right? And that comes with a lot of inner peace, especially when the divine feminine and the divine masculine internally are integrated. Yeah. My goodness, this is so beautiful. And look how she's peacefully working with these energies, right? She's like harnessing them during meditation. Very, very peaceful. Oh, my goodness. And again, lots of support from the cosmos. And this card has the number 28 breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1. So that's the newness that is here for you. And we have the topic of darkness and light indeed, because this one's dressed in black and this one's dressed in white. So there you go, your duality. You may be learning something about duality that helps you integrate certain energies better. Okay. It was this one. Yes. Ha. Okay. You have the spiral with the number 50, and I'm immediately noticing, like I noticed before here, the purple or the magenta, and I was immediately thinking like crown opening, but then there are so many more colors here, which is to me right now denoting to the chakras in general, like balancing yourself in meditation out. And so it's no coincidence that I mentioned earlier the tree meditation, but there's also a chakra meditation is going to come out actually very soon with sound healing too. Very interesting. So keep your chakras balanced, and there's something about eternity, the eternity of it all. See, because this denotes to one lifetime, right? But then, and this is the eternity thing. This is one lifetime, and this and this. So one lifetime in one of those fractions here is holding all of this in its eternity. So this is going, oh my God, I hope you can follow, because they were showing me the picture. It's one of those that can drive you a bit nuts because our mind has a hard time picking up on it. So one of these is one of those exactly, and one of these is one of those exactly, right? And then this is eternal, this is expansive. So it's basically the universe. There must be something that you came into the awareness of, like maybe just that. Maybe you're also working with past life regression. That could be too. Wow. This is profound, like the understanding you're coming into regarding this, regarding something eternal here is really profound. And that's where the power lies also. What I just heard is knowledge is power. But it's not so much the book knowledge, it's rather so much the what you felt kind of a knowledge. So that's the wisdom. We're back at the wisdom again. Exactly. But because it's integrated, it has been integrated by you, Scorpio, here. Thank you. Ah, you have the Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. So the spiral is right above, right below the power, and the Mirror Guardian is right below peace. So that is that introspection. Introspection is important here. Let me read that one to you. And again, this is so it. This is so also the spiral, because look at, she's looking at herself, but what she sees is the universe, is the eternity of things. And that's exactly what we described with the spiral, right? So she is not just looking at herself, she's realizing that that's what she is, that that's what you are, Scorpio. And some of you, they're just now really drew my eye to the wings. Some of you may identify as earth angels. And you may have come here for exactly that purpose, to bring a lot of healing onto this beautiful planet. And a lot of you are waking up, or maybe waking up to that knowledge more deeply, right? And trusting in that eternity, and that everything's just good. Everything's good. Everything's good. Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. Take some time to reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come. Recognize your gifts. Angels accept you just the way you are. Even when you are going through a challenging time, they still hold you in the highest esteem. The Mirror Guardian, a female angel looking into the mirror of life, invites you to witness your spiritual strength and beauty, to see yourself as angels do. The mirror represents the fact that your core beliefs and ideas are in fact what is reflected back to you by the world. Like we said, it's summing it up. Your life is one big mirror of how you feel within, and the Mirror Guardian helps you recognize that. When this card appears, you are being invited to take some time to see where you are right now. You are a beautiful being who has surmounted many challenges and expanded in so many ways. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory of your life, to take the time to note all of your recent experiences, the challenges you have surmounted, the strength you have developed, and the lessons you have learned. Your angels want you to reflect on your strengths, in particular those aspects of yourself that you feel have not been acknowledged by others. Offer yourself approval where it's due, and know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to as well. Oh, wow, really a potent reading. No, they're saying it's good. I was just asking whether to draw another guardian angel card, but it's good like that. Very potent reading. All right, my friends, Scorpios, again, have the most wonderful birthday. I really hope you enjoyed this reading and it was helpful and or insightful to you. I'm sending you my love, my friends. Until next time, bye.